Hello and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at the stage 1 race of the Kick and Sprint Zwift Racing League from August 2025. So this is the route here from Zwift Insider. It's mostly a flat route with a sprint here towards the middle. This is a 2-lap race, so I'm expecting here to be quite a lot of attacks here and towards the end as well. So it's 5.5 miles per lap and just a 0.1 mile lead in, so it's a pretty short one. And at the beginning of this race, I believe, racing score 245, I believe. And I'm racing in the 270 to 390 category, which is what I've been racing in the last few weeks. So they are generally above my level, but I'm gonna do my best to place the best that I can. Let's take a look. So in this race we have about 25 actually, I think somebody joins at the end, riders. And here's the start. 25 people. So for the first mile and a half, there was only one rider that was ahead. I'm not really sure why. Maybe trying to dictate the pace. And then another rider joins him. We're just sitting here though. I'm not really trying to chase them. I am pretty confident we're gonna at some point catch them, as this is a long race. Well, not really a long race, but it's quite a big feat trying to stay ahead of this peloton. My expectation here is that there's gonna be some kind of attack, so I try to preemptively start pushing. And just in case, because I mean these guys can do more watts than me, honestly, so I just decided I'm just gonna go. There's not a lot of benefits for draft anyway going uphill. One mistake that I made here is I popped the feather too early. There's this section here that's in red. That's really where you want most of the feather effect, and then at the top because you're pretty tired. So I definitely should have done a little bit later, but that's okay. My goal is just to make sure I stay with the group and I catch one of the riders here ahead. As I'm getting to the top, I'm thinking, okay, I need to stay with the group because going downhill, that's where you get most of the draft benefits. I want to stay behind somebody. So I start slowing down a little bit, kind of hoping I can get some draft. Wait. Fortunately, they're all very much behind, and honestly, I'm a little bit caught off guard about the second climb here. I don't know why. I wasn't expecting it to be relatively long and steep. So yeah, I'm just kind of waiting for them to catch up so I can draft a little bit. And they just come here flying. I mean, you look here in a second, they're just flying by. As soon as I saw that, I was like, I need to go. Because I knew here this was dangerous. I could lose them very easily. So I popped the drafting just in case. And this is where I started drafting. Fortunately, I was able to keep up with them. Pretty happy that I did. So this is the end of lap 1, and honestly, I didn't pay attention to where the race end was, like the finish line. I should have paid attention. I don't know what I was thinking. Maybe I was thinking of that climb. Yeah, I wasn't really paying attention to where the race ended, and I really should have. But we ended up catching up with the 2 riders ahead, so now we're all in a group again. This time we have an early attack. Somebody ahead is already trying to push a little bit. Not too hard, but it's trying to stay a little bit ahead. And I'm ready for the second climb. This time I try not to go too hard because I know I'm going to have to sprint again later on. So just kind of, my goal was just to stay with the pack. Unfortunately, as I get here, I start losing the person ahead. I should probably push a little bit more, but it's easier said than done. I was considering popping my draft boost, especially here going downhill would have been very helpful. But I was thinking maybe as a group behind we could have caught him by the end of the race. But yeah, here I lost a lot of drafting boost here. I could have definitely used more drafting, especially going up this hill now. This climb. So I decided to stay with the two here that were behind me and draft behind them, and maybe I was thinking as a group we could catch them. I used the drafting because I was just dying at that point, but in self-reflection and hindsight I should have used it earlier. And I catch one of the riders here. I'm trying not to get ahead of him because I want to stay in draft. This is where one of the riders starts pushing really hard and catches them. Fortunately, I just sit in behind, trying to conserve some energy because I know at the end it's going to be a sprint. So my goal here is at 0.3, I'm going to start sprinting to the end. And this is where I start sprinting. And as you can see also the other ones, the riders are doing the same thing. I have draft boost, so I have to stay behind riders as much as possible. So the two in front are just gone. And here I get ahead of this rider. In hindsight, I probably shouldn't have, because I got drafting. I need to stay in drafting. And yeah, unfortunately I got passed by 3 riders here. And I end up, I believe, in 6th place. Yes, 6th place. So definitely one thing to learn, I could have done a lot better with the final sprint. I either had to push really hard and break draft, or I had to stay in draft and then push really hard at the end. And I didn't do neither of those things. I pushed too hard, got drafted, and fell behind.
I couldn't tell very well what the end was.
And that
I wasn't sure what was the ending.
So when I got to the first lap, I was not paying attention, and the ending, I don't know why, for me at least, it didn't seem like it was very noticeable. Should be. I mean, maybe it is. For me, for whatever reason, maybe because I was not paying attention. So looking back at the results, out of 25 riders, 20 finished. And I finished in 6th place, which is still really good. It's still really good. It's only 6 seconds behind first place. I'm pretty happy. I definitely know I could have done better at the end, and I think a place was definitely doable, and maybe even in 3rd place. So yeah, I definitely need to practice a little bit more on how to handle the finish line sprint. I know I can push harder for longer, but when I do that, I think I need to break draft first to make sure I am far away enough where they're not just drafting behind me and then catching me at the end. So yeah, big mistake, but overall I'm still happy. 6th place is amazing. Yeah, 15 seconds was not really, I'm not really sure if that was on the climb. It probably was on the climb but not the finish line. But my watts was 2.72 per kilo. Not my best, but I feel like I strategized a little bit better on this race versus the other ones. I think I did a very well job going up the hill and then drafting behind as much as I could. So I think it was more like a strategic thing and not really my maximum watts. And my racing score went from 245 to 252. I think maybe Zwift is finally realizing that I should be in this category. I'm still not 270, which is the minimum of this category. And I'm finishing 6th out of 25. So I don't know what I need to do to get the racing score up, but it is what it is. I will keep doing this. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot for me to learn from these races still. But again, I'm happy with the result. I think it was really good. And so anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. I think at some point I would like to make some videos that are not race reviews, but maybe more like other topics about cycling and fitness, maybe. We'll see. Or I might just keep it the race reviews. I'm not really sure, but hope you enjoyed the video and found it useful, and I'll see you on the next one.